Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Zinna!
All right. Any of you suckholes want to come up here and knock me off? Oh, shit.
I think that I am familiar with the fact that you are going to ignore this particular problem until it swims up and bites you on the ass.
I know you've deceived me, now here's a surprise.
You're gonna eat lightning, and you're gonna drop thunder.
I know that you have, cause there's magic in my eyes.
Alright, I'm Zinna the Zinna, you can call me Zinna. It's Zinna World on the T-Radio V Broadcast Network. Zinna World. I kind of like the ring of that. Zinna World. Back in the saddle. I haven't done a show in, I don't know, how long has it been, Rome? Like, it feels like 6 months. I know you said it was 2 months, but it feels like, I think you're full of it. I think you're just trying to make me feel good. So when you choke Zinna on the air, it's only been 2 months, not 6 months. I'm joined in the studio by a San Francisco icon. She's kind of famous, a little bit infamous, certainly pretty enough. Welcome to the show, Chris Miller. Hi, Chris.
Thank you.
That's it.
It's nice to be on the show.
It's nice to be here, Zinna.
I'll try to behave myself as much as possible.
I like your hair, Zinna.
You have fantastic hair.
Thank you very much. You're very kind. All right, so you claim to be a conservative Republican, but I've read your bio and I have, done some research. You're not really a straight up legit Republican.
Well, I'm what you would call a San Francisco Republican.
What does that mean for the people who don't live in San Francisco, the 11 people that are watching this show that don't live in San Francisco?
The 11. Basically what it means is I think we're a little bit more reasonable here. We're a little more in tune with reality as far as social issues are concerned. I think
more tolerant.
A little more tolerant, a little less ignorant.
Should we?
If it's okay, if that's all right for me to say that.
Go right for the throat, baby.
I've lived in other areas where I would not call myself a Republican. For instance, Texas.
You would be a libertarian in
I would
Texas.
be a libertarian or maybe even a Democrat
that's right.
in
You'd
Texas.
Be a middle-of-the-road Democrat in Texas.
I would be a moderate Democrat in Texas.
That's right. So you're running. Are you running for the school board?
I'm running for San Francisco Board of Education, and I'm on the Republican Central Committee now, which is kind of our version of maybe City Council.
Let's run down the list, the platform planks that every Republican has to comment on. You got your gay marriage, you got your abortion, you got your all the things we have to run down. And let's find out how much of a Republican you really are, because I think this is very interesting.
The litmus test.
Because with the San Francisco style, the slant, it's a lot different than Republicans from the rest of the country. Okay, so gay rights. Where are you at on gay rights?
I work with log cabin Republicans, so I'm very much in support of gay marriage, not civil union, actual equal rights for gays.
The rest of the country is starting to come around to that. I think, what is it, like 53% of America now generally says, I'm okay with gay marriage.
Sure.
What is it in San Francisco? Do we know?
I think they're starting to realize it's inevitable, and they might want to get on the bandwagon.
And why is it inevitable?
Becoming more in touch with reality, because they're fighting pretty hard for it. And in any movement where you see a group of people this substantial, this large, eventually they're going to get what they want, and that's what I hope happens.
Well,
sooner than later.
I think also a lot of it has to do with what you kind of touched on is reality is setting in. Gay people are kind of born that way. I mean, if you've ever really paid attention to, your average run-of-the-mill gay man or lesbian woman, I mean, you just kind of look at them and you go, I think they were kind of born that way. You can't really, Yeah,
and to be honest with you, I don't think it really matters how they ended up that way. I mean, I think that any human being should have the same rights as another, regardless of how they ended up that way.
The age-old question, is it nature or is it nurture? What's your answer?
I think it's an individual thing. I really do.
I think it's both.
I think it is both as well. I agree with you. I have quite a few friends that are basically married already with children, all over California, all over the U.S. for that matter. I'd say about a quarter of my friends are gay and in monogamous long-term relationships that are exactly identical to the marriages.
But those gay people are not as likely to stay together and live wholesome lifestyles. The gay people are going to destroy they're going to tear the fabric of our country.
That's okay. My argument to that is, and I get kind of ugly about this, and this gets me in a lot of fights.
Yeah.
I think that's complete BS. So straight people or religious, religious
Did you say
right,
BS?
what
'Cause
have you?
We're gonna
I
have
did.
we have to bleep out the BS. Can
Yeah.
we okay, go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
did. And that's about as clean as it's going to get with me. I think it's crap, absolute crap, because obviously straight individuals are not doing such a fantastic bang-up job at the whole marriage thing. So I don't think they really have the platform to decide whether or not a gay couple is going to do better at that than they are.
I wonder what
I mean, look at the statistics. They don't have the right to make that argument.
I was going to say, I wonder what the numbers are. I mean, we know what the divorce rate is in America for heterosexual couples. It's like 60. It's got to be pushing like 60% or higher.
It is.
And
it is.
I
it's
read
very close to 60% nationwide.
check that out. All right, Romy's putting that up on the screen. 47%. Yeah, it's going up.
look at that.
47% of the people are now, and the lines have crossed.
Huge change between 2010 and 2012
Very cool.
nationwide. So there's a reason for that.
Well, the divorce rate, it's got to be north of 60%. If it's not, it's damn close for heterosexuals. I wonder what the divorce rate is. Well, we can't get an accurate sample on what the divorce rate is for same-sex couples, because, by the way, I wasn't going to say homosexual because I don't believe in that term. I'll tell you why later. But
Right.
Same-sex couples, I wonder what the divorce rate is. But it's hard to get a sample because it hasn't been widely accepted, so it's hard to get a good cross-section of the...
Well, the straight couples in America aren't working too hard to actually legitimize themselves as being able to stay in marriages. So why on earth would they have a right to have a platform to tell gay couples who haven't even had the option to get married, look how hard they're fighting for it?
And why would a same-sex...
Maybe because they fought so hard for it, they're more likely for their marriages to stay together.
That's a good point. That's a good point. When you have to earn something,
Absolutely.
you seek to protect it with a lot more
Absolutely.
energy. Why would a same-sex couple? The same-sex couples are they're gonna jeopardize my opposite-sex couple marriage. If we let the gay people get married, then it's going to destroy the sanctity of heterosexual marriage.
Don't you love it how when something makes someone uncomfortable, they attempt to make it about them?
And about the children.
Right.
Don't forget, we have to protect the
I have
children.
so many friends that are gay couples that have adopted children whose children are extremely intelligent, well-rounded, very open socially.
Well,
they're more likely to treat other teenagers and other children better because they're being taught tolerance and, less ignorant viewpoints by their gay parents.
I've always said that gay men, first of all, gay men are the funniest people on the face of the earth.
Absolutely.
I mean, I wish I had more gay male friends. And everybody, Zinna wants more gay male friends. Listen, gay men are the funniest, the most stylish. They got the best taste. They're usually the most gainfully employed.
Absolutely.
The lowest crime rate. They get in the least amount of trouble. They're the most, they contribute to society more than any other cross-section of America. We need more gay men.
I agree.
They're pillars in the community.
Although a lot of the time, I'd say 80% of them are better looking than most of the straight men. So I don't know if I'm going to necessarily condone that comment.
Have you seen my eyebrows?
Hey, we know you have fantastic hair, but still, it's
What?
hard.
Oh.
It's hard enough in San Francisco to find, decent looking guys. So I don't know if I want to give that up to
Decent-looking straight guys.
Exactly.
All right, because there's a lot of good-looking gay guys around here.
Well,
I
for
know.
all intents and purposes, I am straight. So
Sometimes-
selfishly.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good-looking gay guys in San Francisco, I know, because I often need a ride home. Children raised by gay couples show good progress through school. That doesn't surprise me.
I actually saw that. It's a cool report. That's from about 2 years ago.
That doesn't surprise me at all. All right, so we did the gay marriage thing. You're in support of the
So
log
you know
cabin
where I'm at with that.
because you're from San Francisco.
Well, log cabin nationwide, one of their biggest victories last year is log cabin as a nationwide group actually sued the United States government to ultimately overturn Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Mm-hmm.
See, I know a lot of liberals and Democrats like to see Republicans as being ignorant and being on certain sides of the fence on things, but that's a perfect example right there. We may not have enough leaders nationwide and on the federal side that are really conveying that viewpoint, but there are quite a few conservatives or Republicans that feel very, very strongly about
You're pretty
supporting gay
smart.
marriage.
You're not all looks. You're pretty smart.
Yeah, I have
For a
my-
girl.
I have my moments.
For a girl. All right, so how about abortion? Where are you at on abortion? Because, we know where the Republicans are on abortion.
Sure.
How about a San Francisco
that's
Republican?
a blanket statement. There are a lot of Republicans I know that
Come
are very
on.
influential in the party that are not to the right on this issue.
Well, I'm sure there are outliers and exceptions. Come on,
Sure.
but as a generally accepted Republicans are anti-abortion.
Well, the Republicans that end up on TV and the idiots like Sarah Palin that end up on Fox News. You know where
What?
they're at on abortion.
Why? You calling me an idiot?
Yes, I am. Definitively.
Where'd she go to? What happened to her?
Hopefully very, very, very far away.
She's
in
in
a
Alaska.
closet in the dark by herself with a semi-automatic weapon.
I can see Russia from my house.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
that's
okay.
the least of my worries with her commentary.
Has she ever come to San Francisco? I think she makes fun of San Francisco.
You know what? I don't think she'd ever be stupid enough to come to San Francisco.
Yeah.
I mean, she is stupid, but that's like a whole nother level of
Can you
stupidity.
carry a gun in San Francisco?
No, not on, well, under certain terms, no. I don't believe that you're able to have a concealed weapon unless you're in law enforcement here in San Francisco, which is probably a good thing for all of us,
where
given our
else-
population of crazy people.
I know, man. I saw a naked guy walking outside my office the other day.
Oh, that's no big deal.
My office is right on Powell Street where the cable cars
Well, we
run
just had
and
beta
turn.
breakers. I mean, that's like
That's right.
Lake Central,
And there's I think we were going to start a T Radio V team of naked marathon runners.
Yes. That's very Monty Python of you.
I love it. We should do it. And now for something completely different, just naked marathon runners. We'll allow them to wear shoes.
It's not really that different, actually. Not here.
Sneakers and, I don't know, sunscreen.
Hats.
Sunscreen.
Baseball caps.
That's it. That's all you get to it. Top and bottom. That's it. Just to protect your head, protect your feet. Everything else is out there.
All right. So on the abortion issue.
Okay, tell me about your position
just
on abortion.
dive right into it. To give you a little context, I'm a full-time single mom of 2.
Okay.
So I think that also gives me a unique insight.
It gives you some perspective.
I've had my own children, and plus I had my daughter when I was 19. So my daughter, who's now
19.
almost 12,
That makes you, wow.
that makes me an age that you are not going to say online unless you want to get slapped real quick.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time. You never really connect with a woman until she slaps you.
Hey,
It's a good thing.
I'm sure in your case that you would probably take that stance.
Yeah, I would take, when a cute girl wants to hit me, I'll
Well,
take
at
it.
least you're getting physical contact.
I'm getting attention.
Yeah.
It's better
You're
than
getting physical attention.
I'm getting
That's
physical.
kind of like my 5-year-old's viewpoint on getting attention. Even if I'm getting slapped, at least somebody's giving me attention.
So when your 5-year-old misbehaves and it's a boy,
Yes.
you spank him?
No.
Well, we're just getting warmed up here.
We get timeouts with the nose in the corner and taking away computers and the Wii and
I don't want
all kinds of
timeouts. I want to get spanked.
Well, I'm sure you do. That makes sense.
I do. All right,
I
where are we
can
at on
see that.
so finish the abortion thing before
All right,
we
so
get in complete trouble.
So full-time single mom of 2, had my daughter at 19, which is obviously not an easy thing to do. So I think I do have a right, even as a Republican, to an opinion on this issue.
Okay.
So I am very much in support of abortion, and not just in specific instances.
You're in support of abortion.
I am very much in support of abortion. I have been a very out pro-choice Republican my whole life, and that's something I've been very proud of. And I also grew up in a religious household with 2 parents who do not have the same viewpoint as
What do you
mine.
mean
They have
religious?
Opposing viewpoint to
What
mine.
kind of religion?
Non-denominational Christian, very much practicing.
Very much.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I ended up being as opinionated as I am and really doing my own research and deciding
Can't
what
you
I
just give
wanted
that
to
baby
do.
up for adoption? For God's sakes, can't you just give it to somebody
You know
else who
what?
wants
That's
it?
up to the individual, and that's the reason that I believe that. Whether or not you believe for yourself personally that it's something that you could do does not give you the right to impose your viewpoints on the rest of the world, the rest of the nation.
But who's going to stand up for the children, the unborn children?
Well, they're not really unborn children because they're unborn, so essentially that's a kind of a moot point.
And
It's not really a valid argument. Again, I like to live in the realm of reality. You cannot tell someone what to do with the rest of their life and their body.
We should give you
It's
your own
not
show.
reasonable.
We'll give you your own show. We'll call it Chris's reality show.
Oh God, I don't know. I don't know if we want all that.
The world according to Chris Miller.
Uh-oh.
Isn't there a famous quarterback named Chris Miller? Is that true? Isn't there a famous
I
quarterback
think there
named Chris
might
Miller?
be. There's a lot of Chris Millers. Think about it. It's like
Ironically,
John
I think
Smith.
he was gay.
Really?
I
Good for
think
him.
there
The
was
gay quarterback.
There wasn't there. Maybe I got the quarterbacks wrong. I don't want to go on that. Chris Miller, the quarterback, is gay. I don't know that. Yes. Rome says yes.
We have confirmation.
Rome says yes. You got something we want to put up on the screen? Chris Miller is gay. Who was a?
Hey, it was as long as he was good looking.
Good, of course he's good looking. Probably got a good contract.
There
You know,
go. It's a good
famous
name.
sports stars don't come out as gay. They don't do it. It's not manly.
I think it's becoming a little more acceptable. I hope that it
I
is.
can think of how many gay sports stars, pro athletes, can you think of? Male pro athletes. I can
There
only
are
think of
not-
like 2 or
Well,
3.
I'm sure there's quite a few. It's just whether or not
I'm sure there's a
you're
lot
aware.
of them. But who of them have come out? One was a Filipino guy, not a Filipino, a Samoan guy. I can't remember.
I mean, who's going to say anything to him about
That's
that,
right.
right?
He'll knock the crap out
Bring
of you.
it.
And he'll give you a big smooch.
Exactly.
Um,
No one's going to be slapping him in the back.
Oh, they should play. They should. They could play in San Francisco. I don't know. How did we get on this? All right.
Anyhow,
so where else do Republicans?
Pro-choice.
Where? What? What do you got? What do you got? List of
Oh,
lesbian,
great.
gay, bisexual, transgendered sports people.
All right.
Check it
Go
out.
down the list there a little bit.
Look at all those. Look at those. There's a couple of
Good
famous
for them.
names on there, and they've come out, and they're not all just figure skaters
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
Right.
And gymnasts.
and divers. Wow, look at that. Motorcycle racing. Oh, that's a female, Michelle Duff. She's hot too.
Yes,
oh, she's
she
hot.
is.
I've seen her.
Yes,
She
she
is
is.
hot. That's interesting. It's becoming more accepted.
Little lipstick lesbian action in sports.
Will
there.
you stop with that? This is a family show.
And that's why you're on the show?
Yeah, that's right. That's why I
How
run
did,
it.
how did you get in here?
It's a family show. I keep
How did
saying
they let
that.
you in here?
I keep saying it. Nobody believes it.
Well, then I'm probably not the person that you want.
All right.
on the
Where
show.
else do San Francisco Republicans? How else do you depart?
Well, I can only speak for
from the
myself.
traditional Republican platform.
How else do I? The traditional national,
what
federal
exactly,
level GOP platform.
Exactly. How are San Francisco Republicans different from national Republicans?
I think that would be a blanket statement. There is a very good number of San Francisco Republicans that
That hold office? Like who?
Well, there's only one Republican who's actually holding office outside of Central Committee, James Fang, who's on the BART board and has been there for many years. He was
Tell
just
everybody what
reelected.
BART is, because a lot of people watching don't know what BART
Public
is.
transportation, underground public
It's a
transportation.
train, Bay Area Rapid Transit.
Yeah,
it's
just-
really freaking loud, by the way. You don't
Yeah,
want to
and
ride that
and your
without
cell
earplugs.
phone doesn't work in it very well.
It's super freaking loud.
But it's effective.
But it surprises me.
Cost-effective.
It surprises me in a very sensitive city, a very sensitive area like the Bay Area, that the trains would be so painfully loud. It seems like it'd be a criminal act.
As opposed to Denver?
We don't have trains in Denver.
Exactly. Well, then maybe that's why you're surprised, because you don't have a whole lot of
That's why,
experience
yeah,
with
that's
public
right.
transportation.
No, we don't. We got a couple little light rails running around. That's it.
Yeah. Well, so on the social issues, I'm definitely far more to the left, far more liberal than your traditional GOP, nationwide.
So again, how many conservatives are elected to office in San Francisco? Just one?
Well, there's one, but then there's also, like, for instance, the committee that I serve on that makes endorsements and influences policy and tries to cross over on lots of issues, like planning issues and education, et cetera, things that are really core, in our belief system.
That could be a good show all by itself. San Francisco Republicans.
Well,
you'd be surprised.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I actually have a friend by the name of Thomas Moyer, who is 29 years old, extremely sharp, great education background.
And he's a Republican?
Someone you would actually really like him a lot. He's a neat guy. He just wrote a book that's doing very well on Amazon. It's the the San Francisco, or the Conservative Survival Guide to San Francisco.
I love
Tale
that.
of Two Cities.
We got to get him on. I love that.
Well, he is coming on.
the San Francisco Survival Guide for
Conservatives.
For conservatives.
Tale of Two Cities. And it's also, it's not just what it sounds like. It's also kind of like a travel guide for conservatives coming here as well. It's really great. It's very well written. He's self-published, but it's doing extremely well. He's been all over. He was just on Fox News.
He was on what?
Fox News.
What?
They interviewed him in the Chronicle. Well,
What news?
I think he's going to get a lot of
Is
play.
that company still in business?
They
I thought
are
they were getting
still-
taken down by the Justice
They're still in
Department.
business. They're still in business.
like, the British government's going to take them
it's
out.
shocking that there would actually be media that's still on TV that skews to the right, isn't it?
It is
I know
pretty
that's
shocking.
really.
And that are they honest? Is Fox honest anymore?
You know what? I think in media there's always a huge percentage of people that are not honest. There we go.
Oh, look at
So
that.
Thomas
Oh, yeah.
Moyer, so he actually has his own blog, which is extremely well written and interesting, and most of it's fact based.
I like it. We'll get him in the studio. Seems like a cool. That's a great approach.
He is a
We'll
very.
call it- what's it called again? Survivor's Guide.
I believe it's this
San Francisco Republican Survivor's Guide.
Survival Guide and
Survival
A Tale
Guide.
of Two Cities.
I love
So
it.
it's great. It's amazing. I'll give you a copy of it so you can read it.
All right, when we come back, we'll be back with the beautiful and mostly brainy Republican Chris Miller. I'm Zinna the Zinna. You call me Zinna. It's Zinna World on T Radio V. started with radio. Then along came TV.
Personal computers began dotting the landscape.
Then Al Gore invented the internet. Thank you, Al. Because of you, suddenly personal computers got, well, really personal. And media was no longer just media. It transformed into interactive media. Now, in 2012, interactive media explodes. And when the dust settles, a new generation of media will be born. It's not just radio, it's not just TV, and it's not just the internet. Welcome to TRadioV.com. T-Radio V, radio in TV, everywhere.
Every corrupt politician's worst nightmare. It's Mike on the mic.
Nice. I like that.
All right, I guess I'm back. Are we back? I'm back. I'm Mike Zinna. I'm Zinna this Zinna. You can call me Zinna. It's the Zinna World on the T-Radio V network. We're here with Chris Miller. She's kind of a closeted Democrat.
Oh,
but
easy.
We're here from San Francisco. She's a San Francisco political icon, troublemaker, power mom extraordinaire. She says she's a Republican. I don't think she is. I think she's
I am
more
a registered Republican.
You're a libertarian at best. Libertarian at best.
You are entitled to your opinion. Yes, I'm very much in the libertarian camp.
Are frequently correct, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure.
I have a very high.
That must be why you have your own radio show.
Yeah,
because your accuracy. Because
I write a lot of checks. That's why I got my own radio show. No, so you, I think that you are a libertarian at best. Because you are, you borrow from both sides. Well, I mean, such as San Francisco, we're borrowing from both sides of the spectrum. If I gave you your own radio show or your own television show, do you know any interesting people
that
here?
Could be dangerous.
Like, what would you do? What would it be like, the Chris Miller reality show?
I'm sure that we would quite frequently make a larger percentage of people angry.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good TV.
You're doing something right if you're pissing off a good percentage of people.
And you're not doing anything right if you're not pissing off enough people.
I completely agree.
You just don't want to get along.
No, that's kind of the deal in politics. The more controversial you are, the more likely it is your viewpoints will be heard. So.
This is true.
Yeah.
Hence all those nut jobs on the right. And let's be fair, there are
a lot of nut jobs on both sides.
They are. There's some.
We got tons of them in San Francisco.
You think?
Oh my God, we have more crazy people in public office in San Francisco than any other place in.
See, I've only been here a few months. Run off a couple of people.
Oh,
give me some nuts.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Been in office and run for office.
Oh God.
But the sheriff didn't the sheriff just get nailed for domestic violence?
Mercury?
What's going on with that?
His illegal wife that he married in secret last year.
She's an illegal wife?
She came here, my understanding is she came here illegally, and he has a spousal abuse problem, and then all his other girlfriends that he'd abused prior to his wife came out recently. He locked her in a closet. I guess he abused her, he grabbed her arm and a couple other things. Neighbors caught him, verbally abusing her. They have a child together. Our sheriff,
wasn't she a television personality like in Venezuela or something like that?
She was a soap opera star.
Soap opera.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a soap opera. Good
soap
Lord.
Opera, right.
So he's our sheriff. He was just elected as our sheriff.
Then he beat up his wife.
He just pled guilty to spousal abuse just recently. And they're actually debating whether or not he should stay in the position that he's in. As if there would be any question of that anywhere else in the U.S. But here in San Francisco, we have our own rules.
What else?
What else? Oh, God.
Like you can walk around naked in the street?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the least of our worries. With
this is
policy
actually true.
In San Francisco.
This is actually true. There he is. How do you say his name? Mercury?
Yeah, Mercury. He's a real piece of work.
He looks cute.
And he's not cute.
Okay, so in San Francisco, if you've never been here, be careful because you can... I'm not kidding. This is the rules. You can walk around naked in San Francisco, but there is.
I don't necessarily disagree with that.
That is true. We checked it. It's true. You can walk around naked.
No, you can't.
In San Francisco.
In certain places.
However, you cannot sit down in a public place, like on a public bench, if you're naked.
So there's like a rule of perpetual motion attached.
No, it's
to
a rule of perpetual germ
clause?
transfer. You cannot transfer your germs
of
your naked rear end to a public place.
Are you serious?
Yes, I believe that's the way it's.
Honestly, I did not know that.
Yeah, you can't sit down or come into contact with like public property or something like that if you're naked, but you can walk around naked. Yeah,
that's too much. It doesn't surprise me. Chris Daly, former supervisor, slumlord extraordinaire.
What does that mean, slumlord? Because in
Look
San Francisco,
look up a little bit of data on Chris Daly, because you won't even believe me if I tell you some of the
in
legislation
San
this guy's
Francisco,
passed.
slumlord is like $2,500 a month.
Well, yes, that may be true.
Okay,
Sure.
Because in Denver, I can buy a penthouse for $2,500 a month.
Oh, absolutely.
San Francisco,
you're living large in Denver.
I'm living in a mini storage.
Yeah, my rent's $3,000 a month.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. What's that? What do we got? Only in San Francisco, cops can't force naked men to put on clothes. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Romy.
Oh, I
Romy,
like that photo. The guy has like socks and a fedora hat on.
quick
He's
on the
like-
trigger. Look at
He's like, check me out, baby.
look at that guy.
All right.
Look at
him, he's posing.
the
Oh,
only
he's got
code-
sunglasses on. He's going Bono.
The only
naked.
code he's breaking is an aesthetic one, a dress
Oh
code.
my God. That's awesome.
I love it. So, we should do a naked radio show.
With me.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I think there's some people that might not disagree with that.
I would like it. What do you think, guys?
Oh, that would not be controversial.
Rome says
running
yes.
running for school board and having a naked radio show.
Chris says maybe. Don't worry.
He's like, I don't want to get slapped.
Don't worry.
He's the smart one that doesn't want to get slapped by a girl.
I'll give you a peek. I'll give you a little peek, Chris.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
I'm sure my boyfriend might have some issues with that.
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking. All right, she's going to make a good talk show host. Is it time to go? Is that what that music means? What band is that? What group is that? What is that? Justin Bieber?
No, Jay Clef, a.k.a. Justin Luke 2.
Jay Clef. All right. Well,
Justin
he's good.
Bieber. Are you a Justin Bieber fan?
I
mean, if you're an Obama fan,
if I walked past Justin Bieber right now on Powell Street, I wouldn't even know him.
That's a good thing.
I don't
That's a good
know.
thing. Maybe you should have Justin Bieber on the show instead of me. He'd be less controversial.
I'd ask him to go get me an ice cream cone or something.
Right.
I think he looks
Or
like...
maybe you guys would have a hair contest.
Yeah.
I know you're so much into your
I got better hair than Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, that's straight.
but he's pretty well known for his hair.
Get out of here. He's a little sissy, a little Sally. Please. Apparently he got arrested. He's being investigated for punching a photographer.
Nice.
How big was the photographer?
Smooth move.
Right?
I know. He's like 5'2".
He's like
shorter than
5'2".
me.
He's like 80. He's like a $105.
He's smaller than I am.
Right. Justin Bieber slapped a photographer.
I could take him.
All right. Chris Miller, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Maybe we'll give you your own show. But you're going to need to tone it down a little.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to behave myself.
That's it. All right. We'll see you next week. I'm Zinna the Zinna. You can call me Zinna. It's Zinna World on T Radio V.
Zinna.
T Radio V. Radio in TV.
Radio and TV.